And hello, hello. We're just laughing about pink tarot decks. I want to see. Can you show me your pink tarot
Yeah,
deck?
isn't that my
Oh, it's really cute. Oh my gosh,
really
it's
pink?
so you. It's so you.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like I love it. It's like Lisa Frank colors, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The cards are, it's not a fancy deck. I got it on Amazon. I think it's made in China, but the cards are like plastic and they're really slippery. Um, but they can get
Poolside.
wet. Yeah.
Exactly. You can be in the pool doing readings underwater. Hi everyone. I'm Madame Pamita. This is the Love Witch is joining me. We're doing Tarot for Kindness today, which is our tarot reading fundraiser for seniors in Ukraine. It's for buying food for seniors. $40 feeds a senior for 2 weeks in Ukraine. And my friends at Subotin Harbor purchase groceries, deliver those groceries. A lot of these seniors are housebound in a war zone, which is cuckoo to think about. Oh my gosh. Can't get out, can't get groceries. And sometimes they deliver these groceries, they don't even have a crumb in their house. And so it's like, I mean, it breaks my heart when I think about that. So this is absolutely life-saving work that you guys are doing by making your donations and getting these readings in. You get the bonuses. You aren't just making a donation, you're getting a reading for that donation. And we're doing it for $10 per card. So if you want a 1-card reading, you can donate $10, 2-card reading, $20, 3-card reading, $30. And there's lots of places that you can donate. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the super chat button down below. It looks like a little dollar bill. You can click on that and make a donation there. We also have Venmo, which is that QR code that is up there. It's Parlor of Wonders at Parlor of Wonders if you want to do it that way, or you can use the QR code. We also have PayPal if you'd rather pay on PayPal, and you can make your donation there. Once you made your donation, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, most of you guys are watching on YouTube, I think. Isn't that the situation?
Yeah.
I think almost everybody's YouTube, right? But if you're on
Usually.
Facebook or Twitter, you might be seeing it. But if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, just go into the comments. We will see your comments. Let us know where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question is. And then we will answer those questions live here on our stream. So this is a wonderful way for you to get a reading on the fly, kind of like calling up the Psychic Friends Network. Is that even still existing or probably not? We're your psychic friends, not Dionne Warwick.
He's too busy on
Miss
Twitter.
Cleo. Forgot about Miss Cleo. So you can and we can answer on our live stream here. We can answer your questions. And you not only are you giving a gift to yourself by getting a great reading, but you are also doing this for these seniors in Ukraine. I don't take a penny. In fact, if you donate and they take a cut, which they do, all these places take a cut, I cover that. So if you donate $20 is going there, and I covered the difference that they take in their cut. So what else do I want to say about it? Oh, so I will be doing the readings, but the Love Witch, fabulous Love Witch, who's here also working all the little bells and whistles. You're like the DJ. You're like the DJ, and I'm like the MC. You are going to do a 1-card reading, or what? You're going to add a card or add 2 cards, or we're going to double up. What are we going to do?
Yeah, I'll do a bonus card for everybody. So yeah, and if I draw the same card as you, I'll draw another one.
Or you can give your own interpretation of it too.
Yeah,
And I always think when we have that situation where 2 people are doing a reading, I've done many of these things where we double up and we do readings. It's super interesting. The tarot is 78 cards. 78 cards. There's no chance that these things would come up and have like the chances of you pulling the same cards are like nil. So when you do get the same card, I always feel like, wow, you really need to pay attention to that card, because it's pretty interesting when that happens. John Paul is here. Oh, John Paul. Oh, my heart goes out to you. John Paul lost his beloved kitty cat Jessica this past week, and
I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sending so much love your way, John Paul. That breaks my heart too.
yeah, it's just the hardest thing, when that is the sad part about being a pet owner is that most of the times we outlive our pets. Most of the time,
Yeah.
unless you have a tortoise or a macaw, then that pet will outlive you.
Yeah, I
But
have, a witch's cat who outlived her, and so, every once in a while, I guess our pets will outlive us, and we just gotta really hope that there's somebody who can love them as much as we do. Um, so I feel really lucky to have a kitty inheritance from, the witch I used to live with. But she's an old lady too.
yeah, yeah, it's just such it's like we know it logically, but I don't think our heart is ever prepared for that, you
Yeah,
know? And so as I will say to you with great compassion that when we have a pet or we have a loved one, let's just say a loved one, could be a pet, could be a human. When our loved ones go into spirit form, first of all, they're not dead because their spirit lives on. Their
yeah,
spirit will be watching over you and you're connecting to that spirit. The love that you have for them is not dead. The love that you have for them is still alive. They may not be here with us in physical form, but those two things are living on. The other thing I'm going to say about it too is that grief is such a wild journey. It is a wild journey. It is a journey that all of us go through in our life. We lose we lose loved ones, we lose jobs, we lose things that we care about, and we do experience grief with all of these things. And when we experience grief, no one can go on that journey with you. No one can take that journey for you, I should say.
yeah,
No one can take that journey for you, but we can walk beside you. We walk beside you in your journey of grief. The point of grief is that it's so sharp in the beginning, but then the sharp edges will wear down with some time. And then you won't have that heart stab in the heart when you think about that loved one. You'll be able to remember those joyful things. But don't forget to talk to your loved ones that have passed on.
yeah.
It's really important. It's really important. Yeah.
Yeah, and grief is love, so when you're hurting and when you're sad, just remember that's because you loved her so much and you gave so much and she felt every bit of it, and she continues to feel it,
Yeah.
and you continue to feel her love too, so just tap into it when you need it.
And also remind yourself of how much you gave to this beautiful little being, this beautiful little spirit, and how she had an amazing life because you two were together. And just remember that the feelings, the intense pain that you're feeling now, the grief process softens it. As you move through time, it's going to feel so sharp right now, but it won't feel so sharp, and you will be able to remember her and connect with her with such love and good memories and fondness, and connect with her spirit because her spirit is alive. Spirit doesn't die, you know? I think one of my favorite things, and I repeat it all the time, is a story you all have heard. It's like grandma telling the same old story. How many times has she told the story? But my favorite thing in talking about grief was the author Sandra Cisneros. I went to see her speak. This is 20 years ago, probably, maybe even more than that. One of my favorite authors. And I saw her speak at an event. And it will live with me forever. At that time, both my parents were alive at that time, but she said something that was so impactful for me, and I never forgot it, which was she said, my father passed on, but in his spirit form, I feel him and connect to him even more deeply than when he was alive. And you get the pure essence of the person in spirit form. You get the pure essence of the person in spirit form. So her little pure spirit, I think animals are their pure spirits, though. I don't think there's much with animals that's, inauthentic. But you still have her pure spirit, that's still around you, still being with you, watching you. You probably see her out of the corner of your eye or feel her presence there. So I know you, John Paul, you're very, very wise old soul spirit. So you're going to have, still have that connection to her. So yeah, while you're grieving, my heart is with you. I'm holding your hand. But yeah.
And if I know anything about cats, you're gonna have her fur floating around your house for years and years to come too. So she's
Yeah.
never too far.
Yeah.
So we had there was a cat that lived in my house when I first lived in New York, this really ancient white cat named Frenchie, who was maybe 30 years old. Like he just kept getting older and older. But I was still finding little pieces of his hair when I moved out a couple of years ago, like in my room. So it floats around forever.
So they leave little their traces everywhere, both spirit and not. Um,
Oh.
oh, she was hungry last Sunday, so Mom and I went to the store to get her some baby food. She ate it. I was hopeful that she was going to get better, and then she passed away Monday evening at the vet. Mhm. Oh, well, here's the thing. There's another thing. We have to talk about animals and death, really. I know. Um, people might be quote unquote smarter than animals. I just think we have different abilities. I don't
Yeah.
think one is, because it's like if you had to, if I asked you to go into out there in the dark with no streetlights on and find some food to eat, I think the cat would be smarter than you, right?
Mhm. For sure.
So, so when I think about, so pets, animals, humans, we all have different degrees of intelligence. And if you look at, rational intelligence, humans are pretty apex when it comes to rational thought. But instinctual stuff, other stuff, we're not as good at as animals. So when I think about an animal, when an animal, and I do have a deep connection to animal, I'm so focused on animals right now, and have been, but I'm even diving in more deeply into it. Animals have I think they're more spirit in general than humans because we get so caught up in our rational mind that we can't get into the spirit being. That's why when we have a pet, our pet can help us with our spiritual practice because they have I think, an elevated view of things. As a rule, a lot of times animals will hang on to life because the owner wants them to hang on to life. An animal, from their own perspective, understands at a deep level that we have a life cycle. We're little babies, then we're adults, then we have old age, and then we go. But the animal understands what I try to get across, which is that death is like taking off your clothes at the end of the day and throwing them in the laundry hamper. Do you cry about that outfit being done? No. You go, tomorrow, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to put on a new outfit. And in our lifetimes, we die and we come back again. Of course, we can be attached to the physical experience that we have with another being, with a loved one, for sure. I am not diminishing that. That is really a magical thing. But it's not as if they disappear. They're in spirit form, and after they've had their frolic and their fun in spirit form, they're going to come back again. She may come back as another cat for you in a few years. But I think in general, animals have a much more easy time about letting go than people do. Unless, I'll tell you this, unless you meet really, really, really old people. Really old people are like, I'm ready to go. right? Old people are like, I'm ready to go. They have the same attitude as animals do, right? Our
Yeah.
time is done. I am ready for the next adventure. I've done all I can do on earth. There's nothing more that I need to accomplish, and I'm ready to go. Just like we go to sleep at night. I've done all my work for the day. I'm ready to go to sleep. That's not me. I'm always thinking of new ideas.
That would be nice, right?
I know, I know. But in general, that's how we want to be. So I know you're in just the most sharpest heartbreak right now. Your heartbreak is, and I honor your heartbreak as you go through this. But keep in mind that for her, it's not as if she's in pain. It's not as if she's sad or regretful, or that she even feels like she's lost you because her little spirit is around you. So, yeah. Did you want a reading, John
Yeah,
Paul? I don't
jump
know
on
if you had
that
a question.
question. I'll pull it up now.
Okay. Since losing Jessica, part of me is gone. I wonder if I will get through this terrible heartbreak and if I will find another Persian. Well, the good news is they keep making Persian cats. So they're not limited edition. So when you're ready for a new cat, you can find another beautiful Persian cat. I love they're so beautiful. I cannot have one because I cannot comb a cat every day. I can't even
Definitely.
comb myself every day. Oh, cat. I have to have my short hairs because of that. But yeah. So, all right, let's take a look and see everything about this whole experience that you need to know right now. Oh, I
Yeah,
mean,
I had a long-haired cat named Nico when I was in college, and he disappeared or passed away, not totally clear. And it destroyed me. I was so upset that I had to move. And I moved to Tennessee on like a total whim. Um, and then finally, one day, like months and months later, I started feeling like I was ready for another cat. And it came on like a very sudden feeling, and it was like a very sudden certainness. And so then, in a very like magical and synchronous way, I ended up getting Simone, who first I was told I couldn't have. I had to have another cat because she was already like reserved. Um, and then the guy was like, I Googled you and she looks like you, so you can have her. And I swear she's my old cat. They're the exact same cat, like, exact same attitude. And I have so many friends who have met her that knew my old cat, and they were like, "Oh, you got the same cat again. That's really cool." And they're not exactly the same, but they're both long-haired cats, and both have the exact same, like super over affectionate attitude. So you might not have seen the last of Jessica. Is all I'm saying.
yeah. I mean, I think that in like, if we think about like rebirth, right? And we think about reincarnation and rebirth, spirits have like human spirits have like a 40-day adjustment period where they're moving from the material world into the spirit realm, approximately 40 days. It's not like, okay, 40 days, you're done. It's, about that amount of time. But in many, many traditions, there's a 40-day period where you're in this very sensitive time when they're kind of in the material world, but moving into the spirit world is a belief, right? But after that, many times people, human spirits, will say, okay, I'm going to be in the spirit realm. It's like going to a spa, right? If you've ever been to had a spa day, right? You get your massage, you go in the jacuzzi, you do all these things. And then and then you kind of feel at some point like, yeah, I feel good. I'm ready. Like I've had enough of this experience. I'm ready to go back out into the world, to my home and to my obligations and my responsibilities and my passions and creations and all of those things. So it's the same thing for spirit. Spirits will rest and then they'll come back. And the rest period can be anything from a year, 2 years, 10 years, 20, 30, 100 years. It could be any, whatever. If they had a really rough life, they may want 100 years in the spa, right? But for animals, I find that condenses. It's a lot shorter. So she may, transition very easily because there's no resistance and this kind of stubborn resistance that humans have. And so transitioning will be a shorter period. And she can be born into a new body pretty quickly because she probably she had a great life. I know for a fact that she had a great life. So she doesn't need, she wasn't an alley cat who was abused or, something like that, so that she isn't needing a lot of time to recuperate. So you might want to think about, if you want that cat that is in the embodiment of her soul, waiting about whatever range a cat gestation is. I don't know how long does a pregnancy of a cat? 3 months?
Yeah, I'm not
4
sure.
months? It's not 9 months, I know that.
Right.
So think about that period of time, to give yourself that time to grieve and heal and do all those things. And then after that time, invite in that cat that embodies her spirit. And then start looking. Just keep your eyes open. Look online. You may go, that's her, from a picture. You might even know from a picture. And so that may be something you want to think about. But if you want if you want a different cat to come in, you can get a Persian cat anytime. But if you want her spirit to be in that cat, then you want to wait for her, to give her a chance to get born into a new kitty cat body. And that's going to take a few months. So, yeah. All right. So let's see what we see about this. I feel like, there's this, this is so interesting. The Eight of Swords shows up, and the Eight of Swords is about limited thinking. Swords are about thinking, thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and there's limitation here. So this is a message for you. I think Jessica's sending the message. The message is, get out of the limited idea that she's gone, the limited idea you're never going to see her again. I think those are limiting ideas. Those are limiting ideas. If you believe that the spirit comes back, then believe in that spirit coming back to you. Get out of the limiting beliefs that you have around her spirit. It's a really interesting kind of like an admonition for you. Like, you are your feelings are valid. Of course they're valid. You've lost her in physical form for right now. But I would say, get out of that limiting belief that you can't have her back. That'd be the first thing. Second thing, she's with you. The Chariot card. Oh, I love the Chariot card. Chariot card has two sphinxes. If you know, the sphinx has a lion body, right? It has a human head and a lion body. And to me, this is like, she's with you. She's absolutely with you. That's what she's telling you. Her spirit is with you. And she'll come back in physical form again and be with you. So there you go. Oh, John Paul. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I drew the World card, which I think, I was kind of thinking a similar meaning with this one, about like getting out of a mindset and dreaming bigger. And so thinking of her in brand new ways, and, dreaming of her in brand new and exciting ways, where now she doesn't have to be in pain and you don't have to worry about her. Instead, she gets to be
At the spa.
yeah, at the spa, and she gets to be the nice breeze that you feel and the ray of sunshine. You get to soak it up for her and with her still. So she's still around, all around. And the World too this is the last card in the major arcana. So this is about an end of a cycle or a chapter. And when cycles and chapters end, new ones start. So new beginnings will come, and they're going to be as magical as this one was. But celebrate her, remember her, and miss her, because you're totally allowed to miss her, because how could you not, even though she's still all around.
Yeah, she's just in a different form.
Yeah,
Can I armchair piggyback on your World card for a
please.
second?
Yeah.
So the World card why is that the World? Why don't they have a picture of the globe? People like wonder about that all the time. The World card is the anima mundi. The anima mundi means the world soul, the world soul. And what the concept of the world soul, it comes to us from the alchemists. The alchemists in medieval times came up, or even Greek times. I think it may even be from ancient Greece and, early ancient times. So the idea of the world soul was this idea that all things are connected. If you've ever seen the Disney movie Pocahontas, she says, I'm connected to the trees and the rocks and the wind and the animals, right? This is the animist belief that all things have spirit and all things are connected. So I would even say that in regards to this, your connection with her has not died. The
Yep.
connection you have to her still existence. So think about that for a second. You're never disconnected from her. I can still feel her around me. I saw her silhouette the other day. I know she's still around. So it's an adjustment for us to adjust from physical to spirit, to adjust to that. But she's still there. She's just
Yeah.
in different form. Talk to her. Set up a little ancestor altar to her if you haven't done that. Have her picture. Light a little candle. And I know you do Catholic magic. Patron saint of cats. Who's the patron saint of cats? I know who it is, but I can't think of it right now. I don't remember. I think you told me, John Paul. I think you were the one that told me that information. You probably know who it is. Anyway, yeah, work with your saints, work with your angels protecting her. Yeah, she's still around. She's not gone anywhere. She's just not in the same form that she was in. But you're going to miss petting her. So, yeah, invite her to come back into a new baby little kitten body. Oh, my God, a little kitten, a little Persian kitten. I need pictures. I need pictures of your new kitten when you get one. All right. Well, thank you so much, John Paul. Oh my gosh, my heart is really with you. My heart is really. St. Gertrude. Yeah. Yes, you told me. I think you told me that before. So beautiful. Yeah. So I know it's
Feel
hard.
bittersweet,
It's so hard.
Paul. I'll be thinking of you, and I'm gonna be thinking of Jessica a lot too. That's so sad.
I know it's hard when we lose the physical form. It's just heartbreaking. But remember that this is a season, and the edge of your pain will soften. It won't
Yeah,
feel as
it's all
hard
easier.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you can come to the gift that she is, not that she was, that she is, the gift that she is in your life. So, all right. Kia had a question.
Yep.
Thank you, John Paul, and thank you for supporting the
John
seniors in
Paul.
Ukraine. Oh, Kia. Hi. Nakia. And I'm looking for a love reading. My ex is still lurking, but I'm wondering, do I need to close that door for new love to come? All right, let's see. Lurking doesn't sound like they're invested. I'm guessing they're just checking up on you, but they're not really moving forward. That's what I'm picking up from that. Not even picking up, just from your statement. Sounds like that's the situation. Thank you so much, Kia. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here's the direction for you. There's a shift that can happen. Two of Pentacles is the first card that I pulled. And Two of Pentacles is a card. When I see this card in relationship questions, it's juggling more than one suitor. Yes, I agree. He wants what he wants to hold on for an option. He's like, you're his plan B. He's your plan B. You're not your plan A. You're not his plan A. Oh, Judy. Blank says Judy. Judy's here. Thanks, Judy. Anyway, okay, so let's focus here. So Two of Pentacles tells me, yes, he's not committed. That's number one. But number two, for you, what about like thinking about going to the buffet? If you go to a buffet, what do? The first thing you do is you walk down the buffet, at least what I do. I want to look at all the things so that I know which one looks the best to me. right? I don't want to load my plate up with that first thing and then run out of room when I get down to, like they do at the breakfast buffet. The bacon is always last. I want some of that bacon. So I want to know what's happening at the buffet before I start piling my plate with a bunch of food at the beginning of the buffet. So at the beginning, when you're single, the ideal thing is to have options, not to home in on one person and just be so focused on one person at the beginning. At the beginning, you eventually will find that person that you're going to home in on and you're going to really be focused on. But at the very beginning, you want to have options. I'm going to try a little bit of this at the buffet. I'm going to try a little bit of this at the buffet. I'm going to try a little bit of this at the buffet. And then I'm going to try all of these things and I'm going to go back for seconds on those good things. So at this point in time, I would say to you, you don't have to get rid of him. You don't have to block him or get rid of him, but you need to start sampling at the buffet. He's just one of those offerings at the buffet. I think that he can actually serve your purposes if he is paying attention to you and paying a little bit of attention to you. He can be your plan B. And you can focus on bringing in a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, have some choices and see which one you like. You are dating, you are sampling. The reason I say this is because that energy of more than one person being around can really inspire the ones who are serious to step it up, right? To step up their energy and to make an offer to you of some kind. I want to be your boyfriend. I want to be your partner. I want us to get married or whatever it is that you are wanting. Think about it this way. If you go to the sample sale of the designer and you're like on the fence, do I want those shoes? They're in my size. I'm not sure. And you see somebody else moving for them. What do? I saw those first, right? There's competition for something. I'm saying this for Buchanan because Buchanan likes clothes shopping. If there's competition for something, there's more incentive to step it up. You'll make a decision. But if you are sitting in the shopping, if you're in the shop by yourself, you can sit there all day and look at those shoes and go, well, do I want them? I don't know. Can I afford them? What do I have anything that'll go with? I mean, you can sit there all day. And I think the same is true in relationships. When there's a limited time offer, we jump on it, right? If there's a limited time offer, we have to decide. And I think when you have potential partners, if you're only focusing on one, that partner, depending on that person, obviously different people or different ways, they may be like, yeah, I'm going to wait around for something. Maybe there's something better that comes along. You want there to be a little bit of a vibe. It's not like you're telling everybody I'm dating 10 guys or I'm out seeing a bunch of people. They will sense that there's something going on. They will sense that there's other possibilities, that you have other possibilities, right? And it will incentivize them to step it up. So that's why this card is saying, date more than one person, check out more than one guy, see what is out there, and that's fine that he's hanging around. He's just another one that's going to incentivize somebody else, or he might get incentivized. I don't know. Maybe he will get incentivized if he feels like there's somebody around. I think that competitiveness activates people to take action when they may be feeling like, I don't know, a little lazy or a little bit like, oh, we'll see what happens, or I'll take my time. Yeah. Exactly. So you got to get out there and date more than one. When I was in my 40s, I totally did this. It was amazing. It was amazing. I had more than one that I was seeing. I wasn't serious about any of them, but I was just checking out the same. It was so much fun. So think of it like fun, like you're going to be popular. So you get out there and activate this a little bit more. Now, the second card is 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is a card about checking your boxes, having the most satisfying relationship. I see this for you, having a relationship that checks all your boxes. But to check all your boxes, you have to have the boxes, right? So in that sense, what I get for you is like, you need to be clear about what are your top important priorities in relationship. I have a wonderful spell that I'll give you for free right now to tell you this spell. This is a spell that is so, so good for this. I call it my Magic 21 petition. You make a list of 21 qualities of your perfect partner, perfect relationship. What's important to you? What's important to you? Is it important? And it doesn't matter if it's frivolous or serious. You want someone that's faithful, then add that to the list. If you want someone who is driven with career and wants success, put that on your list. If you want someone that's a certain height or a certain build or a certain whatever, fashion sense, whatever, add that to your list. Put the things on your list that are important to you. What makes someone catch your eye? What catches your eye? What draws your heart? What makes you fall in love with someone? So it's a reflection for you. You're going to make a list of 21. 21 is a magical manifesting number. It is a phenomenal number for manifesting something. Now, as you start to meet these guys and sample the buffet, you're going to see someone that has 10 of those things, or 15 of those qualities, 17 or 18 of those qualities. And then you'll start to clarify. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So you're going to start to clarify. Now you may see a trend. This happened to me. I'll tell you why. I was dating and I made the list of 21, started getting out there doing the thing. And I'd meet guys that were like, oh, you got 10 of those things, you got 15 of those things, whatever. Then I started to notice they all had something in common that I didn't want and I didn't have on my list, which is they all had health issues. And I'm like, I don't want somebody with, not to shouldn't say that, but for me, I didn't want to be like a nurse. I don't want to take care of somebody's health issues. I want somebody that's in regular shape, right? So, all right. So then I said, I got to refine my list. I've got to put healthy, generally healthy person, right, on my list and take off something. So I redid my list again and I put that on there. And as soon as I did that, I manifested my amazing partner that I have now. So when you think about this, think about that list. Don't be afraid to revise your list. If you start to see something that you didn't think of before and you need to change it, take one thing off your list and take the least important thing off your list and put the most important, or the new thing that you've thought of, and put that on your list. So that can be very, very good to do. So this is getting that relationship that is like fulfills you in every way. This is your wonderful, loving, heart-centered, fulfilling relationship, which you can have. You can have that. I don't think you need to get rid of him, but he is your plan D, E, F. I mean, he is way down there on the list because you already know what his thing is. He's not, at this point, not moving forward, but let's have some options out there. Let's have some options. He may not look so tantalizing when you have some other options out there. So, yeah. What did you get, Buchanan?
I have the Three of Pentacles, and I totally agree with what you just said. I think you need to be making that list. I don't think that there's a future with the ex, but I think it's fine to keep him around because I think that there are a lot of qualities from him that are going to appear on your list. So start looking at him as like list material and think about what qualities do I want to carry from this relationship into the next one and which ones do I not want at all. He's going to be really good for finding some qualities from both of those, I think. And the Three of Pentacles is all about like building a solid foundation. So I think these, you're going to be able to learn from this relationship, grow from it, and have a relationship that's much better right after it. So somebody much better is coming up, and it's going to be a really beautiful relationship that can make you feel safe and it can last a really, really long time. These people are building a church and they're in the correct company to do so. They've got all the experts assembled. So, if you are having trouble meeting people, start talking to your friends. Ask them if they know anybody that would be a good fit. If you don't have many friends that know people, maybe even consider talking to a matchmaker, because this card suggests that like bringing in people who know what they're doing are going to be helpful. This could also just be like looking at relationships that you want to model yourself after, right? So like finding some relationship role models that you can start using for inspiration or even to pick their brains.
Yeah. Another thing about Three of Pentacles, look, I'm piggybacking on yours. I'm not disagreeing with your answer. It's amazing and brilliant. But I also look at Three of Pentacles. They're working on a project together. So if
Mhm.
you're a homebody and you're not getting out there, then getting out there in the sense of um, like go work on a project, volunteer for something, work on something that it's not like I think sometimes people feel like, oh, I don't want to online date or I don't want to do these things. Okay, well, that's fine, but you need to get out there in some other way if you're not going to go online. And getting involved in something where you can meet people is a great way. So, go, I don't know, work, volunteer for Habitat for Humanity, and you're going to meet a bunch of strapping people who are hard workers.
Mhm.
And, you're going to, or whatever, find something that you want to work on, that you're working with new people. And I think volunteering for something or working on a project would be a great thing. So, yeah,
Totally
that
agreed.
can also be another little tidbit in there I'm going to throw in. All right. Um, Blanks is Judy.
Quickly before we move on, I
Yeah.
wanted to let everybody know that we have 15% off our heart candles for everybody watching today. And if you want to get 20% off, you can join Madame Pamita's Coven by going to coven.vip. Coven members can save 20% on these candles through the end of the month. But if you're not a Coven member, you've got until tomorrow at midnight. So go grab some heart candles, stock up for Valentine's Day. This could be great for calling in that perfect new love. It's the change of heart candle, the mini heart candles, and the twin flame jumbo heart candle.
All these heart
All on
candles. I
sale.
love it. I love it. Thank you for remembering
Yeah.
that.
And the
This is
coupon code is Heart of Gold.
Heart of Gold. Oh, I love it. Yeah, you can get these candles for Valentine's Day. If you order it now, you'll get in plenty of time for Valentine's Day. And we were just talking in the Live Magic Q&A, which if you were not at the Live Magic Q&A, you can join me for free every Sunday, except for the first Sunday of the month, 1 hour earlier, where we have a private little room where I answer your questions. And someone asked about working to bring in love in. And I said, you've got a great opportunity. Valentine's Day is collective energy that we can work on love, whether it's self-love or bringing in a new partner or working on a relationship we already have. Tap into that collective energy. Don't be like, boo, Valentine's Day sucks because I'm single or I'm not in a good relationship. Do the work, tap into that good collective energy of Valentine's Day. I think these are as powerful as things like astrological phenomenon and other things. I mean, these are just another way we can tap, because the whole world is celebrating that. I mean, really, all over the world, people celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people feeling lonely on Valentine's Day, so you can call one of them in so you can feel less lonely together.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. All right. So if you are, I want to remind everyone we're doing tarot readings for raising funds for seniors in Ukraine. And if you make a donation, can we pull up Subotna Harbor's
Yeah, of course.
account? You can follow Subotna Harbor on Facebook and you can see the seniors that you're helping. If you'd like to be a part of that, befriend Subotna Harbor on Facebook and you can see those seniors that you helped with your donation. And it's like such a beautiful thing. These are people in war zone, awful situation. I know that we don't see anything about Ukraine in the news at all, but there is still a horrible war being waged in Ukraine and an invasion going on. And we really need to just do this humanitarian aid to help the people that are suffering during this time. So, okay, Judy, what's your question? Judy girl, business reading, please. She always asks her business reading. Well, I am so happy to do it for you. I'm so happy to do it for you. Alrighty. Let's see what we got going on here. Thank you
He's
so
never had a
much,
business
Judy.
reading with me, so it's a brand new experience.
Oh, see, Judy, you need to go get a reading with the Love Witch. Okay. So this is my good friend. That's why we're being fun with her and laughing. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Oh, I love it already. Okay, this is great. This is awesome. All right. First card is the Queen of Pentacles. Well, it does not take a tarot reader to tell you that this, she's holding a big gold coin. She's totally abundant. She's got all those flowers and fruits around her, and there's a little fertile little bunny in the corner there. So this is a wonderful card of great abundance. And what it tells me is to remind you that you are the center, you are the magnet for the abundance. To remember this, that it's coming to you, you are the center. It also tells me that 2024, you're going to have gold in your hand. This is going to be money in your hand. Things are growing. The lovely thing I love about Queen of Pentacles, I always think of her as being like that person where you go for Thanksgiving dinner and they send you home with a big plate stacked, a big one of those heavy plates that's got foil on top of it, and they send you home because they've got so much bounty that they are not hoarding it, they're sharing it and being generous with it. So I think this is a year where you're going to have abundance and you're going to have more than enough, not just meeting your bills and paying your bills, but you're actually going to be expanding. This is a lovely, lovely year for expansion for you. But remember, you are drawing it to you. You are the center. You are the magnet. You are the secret sauce in this business of yours. Next card, Chariot card. Chariot card is telling you travel. If you're able to go to, I know that because I know your business, I know what you do, but if you're able to go to events where you can travel, you can go to trade shows, you can go to the conventions and do these things, that's also really going to be helpful this year. Chariot card also reminds us that we have mastery, that we're controlling it. The road is open for you and that you can go forward very quickly, very swiftly. There are no blocks in the road. But I would say on a material level, it's to get to travel this year, and travel on behalf of the company is going to be very, very supported. And I think that's going to enhance things if you are able, whatever you're able to do and doing that. Third card is the Four of Cups. Pay attention for unusual opportunities. I remember, Jude, we saw this card show up for you before. Like I know in a reading recently, like in the last 6 months, we saw this show up, which is opportunities coming from unusual places. Remember the guys at the tent company, for example, right? That's an unusual offbeat thing that is going to be helpful to you. So I think about like these things that aren't on your radar. Let's just say that opportunities that aren't on your radar are going to come to you. So look at those, pay attention to those, the things that are like, oh, I think as a business owner, we are attuned to looking for where there's, a need that isn't being fulfilled. And so look for those needs that aren't being filled. Look for those little offbeat things that can really, really enhance. Yes, I love it. Beautiful, beautiful energy for 2024. And I love it that it starts with that center of abundance for you. Very, very good. All right. What did you get?
I got the Five of Swords. So I think this is a message that there may be like clients or relationships or vendors or something that you stop working with this year. And for really like good reasons. So like on to bigger and better, that kind of reason. So if you find yourself coming up on anything that seems like it might be breaking away from you, don't sweat it. Get excited about it because it means bigger and better is on the way. And it also means that like, even if that relationship doesn't continue the way it has, that you're still taking a lot away from it. This person's walking away from battle with more than they came into it with. He has 3 swords in his hands. So just remember that you have so many resources at your disposal at all times, and you're gaining new skills every day. So just keep focusing on those and keep onward. And also remember that like things that don't work out or that we walk away from are just like unnecessary drama. And so unless you want to keep that drama around, don't be afraid to let go of things that aren't serving you.
Yeah. I think we forget sometimes we have to make space for things, right?
Mhm.
And we can't do everything. We have to make space. As you've been on the board of the Parlor of Wonders, you've been talking to me about leaning things, getting things leaner and making space for more. And so that is a little bit of that quality, right? Whether it's clients or whatever, but you're making space for new when you let go of something that isn't serving you, for sure. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Let's see who is next.
Let's see who's next.
Chandra.
Sorry, let me just find the message here.
Okay.
Okay.
And anybody else that wants to get a reading, just go ahead and make a payment through PayPal or Venmo. PayPal is Madam Pamita at Madam Pamita, MADAMEPAMITA. Venmo is Parlor of Wonders, PARLOUR. And if you are on YouTube, you can go into Super Chat, which is the little $ below, and make your donation there. Any of these will work. Venmo and PayPal take less of a cut. Super Chat takes a big cut, but no matter what, 100% of your donation will go through. And then go into the chat wherever you are, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. Go into the comments, make a comment, let us know where you made your donation, how much you made, and then what your question is, and we will get to it. Chandra says, I found my purpose. Yay. I'm going to start my own business as a mindset coach. I'm studying all aspects hard and signed up to become a certified coach. I've been seeing signs from everywhere that this is the right patch, including readings from you. And I'm just curious what the message the universe has for me regarding this. And thank you. All right. So let's see. And this is 4 cards, right?
Yep, 4 cards.
Okay, great. Okay. So the first card that shows up is the Emperor card. I love seeing the Emperor card. Oh my gosh, I love seeing the Emperor card because the Emperor is like the CEO of the company. So it talks about leadership. It talks about you stepping into your power. It's really about this is like a mountain that's worth climbing, right? The Emperor is like embodying power. Really, it's not a king, it's not a queen. He's the emperor. He's the top dog, right? So I think this has the potential to be something that grows, gets very big, that you do very well at. That's the first thing that I see. Great to see that. Now, all right, we can see that we can reach the top of the mountain, but then we have climbing the mountain. The Hanged Man, or the Hanged One, as it's called in this deck, is a card about discipline and diligence leading to a reward, right? Odin, the god Odin, hung by the magical tree, is on the magical tree Yggdrasil for 9 days. And at the end of 9 days, he received enlightenment. That's what that halo is around his head, to understand the runes. So this is the idea that you have to make sacrifices to get there, but not sacrifice. People, that word, people are like, loss, I have to lose something to gain something. No, sacrifice is not loss. Sacrifice is giving up something because you're disciplined and diligent, right? If I decide I'm going to be disciplined and go walking every morning, it means I give up my video game time in the morning, fooling around on my phone in the morning. Is it a loss? I guess, because I don't get to play video games for 2 hours every morning because I have to go out and walk. But if I do that, I'm going to get to my goal, right? So you have seen that the gain is much greater than the loss. So what I'm seeing here with this card is that you have to check with yourself, right? Are you disciplined enough to build a business? Have you ever had a business before? It takes discipline. You get FOMO. I'm telling you, I experience FOMO all the time because I can't do something because I'm doing work, right? So like my Sundays, people are like, come over, we're doing the band is playing on Sunday. I can't go because I'm doing a class and I'm doing the Q&A, and I'm with people for the Tarot for Kindness. So there's a sacrifice that happens. So are you disciplined? Are you willing to, FOMO is fear of missing out. Sorry, fear of missing out. So FOMO is like, oh man, I'm missing my friend's band playing today because I'm doing Tarot for Kindness. I'm not missing my friend's band today, but I have a commitment. So it's the commitment. It's the willingness to be disciplined to get to the result. So sometimes I call this guy the extreme yogi, right? He's doing extreme yoga, right? So the discipline and diligence, I used to do Ashtanga yoga, which is like really extreme yoga. It's like headstands and all kinds of back bends and wheels and all of these things. This is a long time ago. But the idea is that you are working hard at something, being disciplined and practicing something to get to that point. And so remember that you are climbing a mountain to get to this point. So you have to prepare mentally for climbing that mountain. If I was going to climb a mountain, it's not just the physical preparation, it's the mental preparation. Do you have that discipline to get to the top of the mountain? And that's the thing that you have to check within yourself. Even the most joyful, playful, fun kind of work, which, mindset coach is going to be such gratifying work and you're going to love it. It still has a discipline. Guess what? It's not just coaching people, it's being your own bookkeeper at the beginning. You're not hiring a bookkeeper. You're going to be your own bookkeeper. You're going to be your own marketing department. You're going to be your own, whatever it is that needs to be. So it's not just the hat of mindset coach that you're wearing. Are you prepared for that? Are you mentally prepared for that? Are you willing to do the work? Or are you going to hire somebody to do the work and then you got to pay them? So it's about that kind of thing that it takes to run a business. So remember that you're going to be disciplined. You're going to do things you don't want to do. Bookkeeping for me was something I hired somebody eventually because I couldn't take it anymore. But that at the beginning, I was doing all the bookkeeping, right? I was doing all the shipping. I was doing all the readings. I was doing all the paying the rent and paying the bills. So all of these things are part of it. So think about that when you're thinking about this, that you're going to be disciplined on the parts that aren't fun, because there are going to be parts that aren't going to be fun for you. There's great parts, but these other parts have to be done as well. So you start at the beginning, Page of Pentacles. Remember that you're starting at the beginning. If you're climbing Mount Everest, you start at base camp 1, right? You don't start halfway up. They don't fly you halfway up. You start at base camp 1 and you start at the beginning and you build it step by step. This guy, Page of Pentacles, has a little clue in the background, which is that little field that's plowed. He's planted the seeds. He's going to water those seeds. He's going to pull the weeds, and then eventually it's going to grow. But you're at that beginning right now. My question for you is, are you sustaining yourself with something else while you're doing this? I hope you are. You have another job and you take on Mindset Coach as your extra job, your side hustle for now. Build it up, and then you can let the other job go and rely on that. Okay. Lastly, so beautiful, Judgment card,
Mhm.
expansion, evolution, revolution of all good kinds. This is a wonderful, wonderful card about expansion. So you're not going to stay at this low level, this beginning level. You're going to blossom in this career. You're going to enjoy this career. You're going to have all this expansive energy around this, and the business will grow. But you remember, I think we have a fantasy about what owning a business is. Yeah, full-time job, absolutely. Won't start the business until at least next year. Yeah, exactly. So you're building this as you have your full-time job, but you're going to learn about mindset coaching, but you also have to learn about marketing. You also have to learn about business laws and what it takes to run a business and getting a business license and all of these other things. So, yep, that's what part of being a business owner is. There's unfun parts, paperwork and things like that. That's not so fun, but yeah. All right. So, what do you get?
I have the Page of Cups. So again, we have a page here, which is this very like new, young, fresh energy. So see yourself as a beginner, but also stay excited about it. When I think about pages, I think of excitement, energy, motivation. Like when I was in my 20s, I was so excited about being creative that I would have to pull over to the side of the road to write things down on napkins, right? Like I had so many ideas just like spilling out of me. The other thing that I'm want to point out from this card is that he is talking to a fish. And I take that to mean you need to be talking to anyone that you can about this, not to promote yourself, but to get feedback and to get input and talk to people who have done it, see how they like it, tap into whoever you can that has experience with this or experience that's similar to this. It could be any kind of business experience, and be ready to learn and listen carefully. But yeah, I think this is really an exciting time, and this is going to be a really fun venture for you. So allow it to stay fun, and like take the temperature on things. When you run up on an element of this that doesn't feel fun, start thinking about how can I make this more fun, or how can I get help with this so that I don't get burnt out.
I love the idea of talking to everybody about it. I love
Yeah,
that. I
even your
love that.
fish.
Even your fish, right? Yeah, I love that. I think that's such a beautiful thing. Oh, you're so welcome, Chandra. Thank you so much for your donation. You are feeding a senior. $40 feeds a senior for 2 weeks.
Thank
So
you
there's
so much.
one person that's going to get food tomorrow, today in Ukraine. It'll be tomorrow for us. But they're going to get fed. They're going to get food because of you. What a sweet thing. What a wonderful thing. All right. Sinluk has a 2-card question. Love this year. There was a change, so I want to see if it will manifest. Okay. All about love. Love. I love talking about love. I wrote a song called Love is Good.
Oh, I want to hear that.
It's on it's on streamers if you wanted to listen to it. It's on Spotify. Just type in
I'll
Madame
have to listen
Pamita
to it.
on Spotify and you will hear all my old-timey music. And I wrote the song Love is Good. It sounds like an old-time song, but it's new. I wrote it. I channeled it, that song. I'm pretty proud of that song. It's a good one. It's a good one. All right. Love is good. It's the lyric is love is good. It's as easy as that. Love
I
is
love
good.
that. That's
As easy as
beautiful.
that. Yeah. All right. Oh, wow. This is exciting. Okay. First card that I have is Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups often means to me like somebody coming back into your life or somebody coming with an offering of love. It could, I mean, if you're thinking about someone from the past, this is somebody coming back. But if you're not thinking about someone from the past, this is somebody coming forward with a cup of love. This is someone, when I think of Knight of Cups, I think of someone who takes love seriously. Interesting because in all of the knights, Knight of Swords, Wands, Pentacles, and Cups, I usually think of knights as somebody who's venturing out, looking around, shopping around for a partner, but may not be ready to buy, right? They're shopping. But I think when you have Knight of Cups showing up, you do have someone that takes love seriously. This is not an F boy. This is not somebody who is just playing around or just sampling the wares. This is someone who sincerely is looking for a life partner. Now they're still looking, this is not committed. We think of kings and queens being in that commitment phase, but they're serious. They're looking for their heart romantic partner. They're not looking for a romp, a one night stand, in other words. So this is somebody coming with the offer of love and somebody who has a sincere offering of the heart. Um, when I think of this, the reason it's really funny. Somebody brought up at the live Q&A or in tarot class or someplace, I don't remember what class I was in, and somebody said, this is like um, this is a guy who is unfaithful or something like that. And I'm like, where did they get that? What cards were around to get that? Because if you think about the aspect, I was like, this, first of all, nothing is always ever something, right? No card is always something, right? It depends on what cards are around it, but but the essence of the card, when we think about the Knight of Cups, what comes to mind for me is the Knights of the Round Table searching for the Holy Grail, right? The
Yeah.
cup that was the Holy Grail. They were absolutely committed and sincere to the search. They were committed and sincere, so much so that they were perfecting themselves to be ready to find it. But they're mission oriented. Knights are mission oriented. So this guy, if we look at the element of water and the suit of cups, it is emotions. So this person is looking for a true emotional connection. They're looking for a true emotional connection, a deep heart-centered relationship. They can be looking still. There's no doubt about that, but they're looking. They're not just wanting a romp. They're not somebody who's wishy-washy. They're not somebody who's a player. They're not somebody who is, whatever. They're really sincere in their search. You might be the match for that. But what I see following is super interesting because it's the temperance card. To me, temperance card. Now, this is my interpretation. I don't know anybody else that sees it this way, unless it's one of my students or someone's gotten a reading from me. But I see the temperance card as a soul connection. We have an angel there, right? And we have two cups that the angel's holding, two cups with water pouring between them. That's like two people who are connected by the spirit, right? Do you see that symbol there? The cups are the heart, the water is spirit, and they are connected. And there is an angel. So we're talking about a soul connection, someone in your soul group. And when this shows up and we ask a question of love, it is the thing what we would call love at first sight. Love at first sight is actually reconnecting with someone from your soul group. You cannot love someone at first sight because you don't know anything about them, right? But when you have love at first sight, it's the recognition of the souls. I've known you in a past life. I've known you in a past life. And that's how I can know at first sight that I love you. That's how I can know. Yeah. So I'm looking at this as a very good year for you in love. If what you're wanting is a heart connected relationship with a soulmate, beautiful. But that's why I don't think anyone else has clued into this thing. I've never seen it anywhere. I just had this channeled insight as to that meaning of those two cups and the temperance card and that angel when we have a love reading, because we see the connection of the hearts in that symbolism and that alchemy of the angel. So, yeah, that's what I got. What'd you get?
I love that, and I definitely see that in temperance too. I had that as, like, the final outcome card for a relationship reading I was doing the other day, and I was like, "Oh, this is great for you. You should be very happy." But the card I pulled is the Knight of Swords, so more knight energy. This could be another potential suitor coming into the picture, and they are coming in really quickly, so be on the lookout. And if you want to have options, you want to take a trip to the buffet, this is saying you're going to have your chance to. um, and even if you're not looking to have a different person involved or pick a different partner, I think this indicates that, like, even if it's not a person, this is a very quick energy. So I think the ball is going to be rolling really fast this year, and you're going to want to stay on your toes and keep up.
I think of that totally. When I see two knights showing up, I
Yeah.
see two partners that are interested in you, two people that are interested in
Mhm.
you. So, Knight of Swords is someone who's going to move fast. They're going to move really fast. They're going to want you to be like, I almost get that energy, like you were saying, moving fast, of like, they meet and they're like, I want us to be exclusive right away.
Right.
And you may, depending on your sign, if you're another air sign or your fire sign, you may be on like it's on like Donkey Kong. But because there's two, I would wait to see until both showed up and
Yeah.
then make your decision from that point.
Very
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah. Because if you have one come in, swoop in really fast, you may miss the other one, you know? So take your time if you can, take your time. And if you have that one that's really moving forward very strongly, wait and see when the second one comes in. Keep it going, but like say, hold your horses, let's get to know each other, or something like that. Because you want to look for is that soulmate, that soul connection, that love at first sight energy, where you're reconnecting with someone from your soul group. You know, that's you and I, Love Witch. I saw
Totally.
you across the room. We're not romantic, right? But I saw you across the room, and I'm like, I need to know that person. You need to be my friend. I am like, I had love at first sight with you. I
Oh,
did.
me too. I had it before I even got there. I was like, "I have to go to this. I have to meet Madame Pamita." I remember I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes, and I was smoking a cigarette on a fire escape, and my friend started playing the live magic Q&A from the next room, and I crawled into the window so fast because I was like, "I have to hear this."
Yeah, I feel like,
Hooked up.
when I saw you at that workshop, I'm like, I was just like, I love at first sight. I was like, I need to be your friend. We need to be friends. And that is absolutely a sign that you have a soul connection to that person. And I
Mhm.
would say, without a doubt, we have a soul connection,
For
without a
sure.
doubt. Yeah. So, all right. Is anybody else want a reading? Is there anything else? I think that's it. Are we done?
Yeah, I'm
I
not
can go
seeing
have dinner.
much donations. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we can go have dinner. I don't see any more donations in the chat.
Okay, so let's see what our grand total was. 70, 11, 10, 130. We did 130 today. Great. That means we fed 4.25 seniors. No, 3.25 seniors. 3.25 seniors. Oh, you guys are so great. Thank you so much for your wonderful questions, your donations. If you'd like, we're going to be here again next week. It will maybe be someone else. Maybe it'll be the Love Witch with me. Maybe it'll be somebody else from the
Find
Parlor of Wonders. What?
Tune in to find out.
Tune in to find out. If you would like a couple things, just a reminder of all the things that are going on at the Parlor of Wonders. This is the week where up until Thursday, you can get the New Moon Spell Kit featuring the Hamsa hand candle. It's the February New Moon, Aquarius New Moon, February Aquarius New Moon Hand of Protection spell kit. You can get the spell kit. You can get the spell kit with a workshop for me, or you can get a group spell service where I burn the candle for you. This is for removing jinxes, hexes, any kind of negativity, and protecting you from future negativity. So it's a really protective spell. If you've been having bad luck or feeling like things are out of whack or spiritually you're being attacked or just funky energy around you, this is a perfect spell to clear that off and to have a nice, beautiful, fresh start to the rest of the year. Also, this Wednesday, I'm having my full moon workshop. Full moon workshop is called Wishcraft, Mastering Manifesting, and it is one of the series that I'm doing for the full moons all this year, which I call the magic behind the magic. So if you are doing the action of spells but don't understand the energetics behind the spells, this is the class for you. All of these classes, these are all the magical things that enhance our magic. This is how we make magic. So we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday. And then also clock is ticking for our Imbolg Vigil Candle Spell Kit. This is a beeswax vigil candle for the holiday of Imbolg that is coming up on February 1st. Oops. There we go. It's a pullout. It has a beeswax applique on it that I made. I made every single one of these. Me, myself, did it. I was in the candle room and I put them together. And they're gorgeous and beautiful, magical. It comes with an oil. It comes with little herbs that you can sprinkle on. You can do it to create that awakening energy, like starting new projects. It's great for like honoring, this holiday of Imbolg that happens in the Wiccan wheel of the year. But it's also, even if you're not Wiccan, it is about opening up. It's like the first little inkling of spring happening. And so it is that energy of like, I'm waking up, I'm starting something new love, new career, new direction, new energy, whatever it is, you can work with the spell. It also comes with an optional workshop that's video on demand that you can take at your own pace anytime you want. You have lifetime access. It's in little bite-sized segments of like 5 to 10 minutes. That class is jam-packed full of
It's so
great
good.
information. It is. I worked hard on these workshops and they're really, really good. Not only tells you the history of Imbolg and what this holiday means, it talks about things that you can do, rituals that you can do by yourself, rituals that you can do by yourself, rituals that you can do in group with other people, spells that you can do, divination that you can do, the traditions of working with the spirits, the goddess Bridget, how you can make a Bridget's cross, how you can make breach, but I can't remember how to say it. Can't speak Irish. Don't ask me to speak Irish. I did it for the video, but I can't remember. But and I look at it and I go, that's the word I'm looking for. Talks about the fires of Bridget. The flame of Bridget has been going for thousands of years. Oh my gosh, it's an amazing, amazing workshop. Super, super proud of it. And it's available now. And if you order it now and you're in the States, you will get it before February 1st. But you got to do it now because after February 1st, this goes away. And we have a new candle for, we have the Ostara candle, which is the spring equinox candle. New class, new candle. Class will be available for Imbolg, but you want that candle and you want to do the whole thing. Coven, don't forget the Coven, coven.vip. You can join me, be in my inner circle. Be in my inner circle. Let me ask you, Love Witch, is it fun being in my inner circle?
It's the most fun. It's so much. And don't forget, we have a free trial going right now at the Coven.
Oh,
So if
yeah.
you wanna find out what it's like to be a Wicked Witch for a whole week at no charge, head to coven.vip or scan the QR code that's on the screen now, and you can check out that level. And if you join in the next couple of days and you haven't ordered the New Moon spell kit yet, you can get a booster item with it by being a Coven member. So
And you get your extra coupon, 20% off coupon on the heart candles. That's the other thing we have. We have a flash sale going on till tomorrow, 15% off all heart candles at the shop. So you can do your Valentine's and love spells. But if you join the Coven, you get 20% off plus a whole bunch of other perks. So you'll definitely want to check that out. The Wicked Witch level at the Coven, if you can upgrade, if you're already in the Coven and try it out for a week, you can subscribe or unsubscribe whenever you want. But I have to tell you, everybody that subscribes loves it so much. They get such great value from it. Nobody ever unsubscribes. And it's like you get, I wanted to make the Coven something you get lots of perks and extras, way more value than what you're paying for your subscription in the Coven. So there's things like we have 30-minute sessions with me once a month. We have tarot card pulls once a month. We have a private Q&A salon on the first of the month. We have what else do we have? You get to vote on the candles that we release. We have a candle exclusive. We have a Fortuna, the goddess Fortuna, for abundance and good fortune. She's only available to Coven members. And if you join, you can get that candle.
and
What
for the
else do we
rest of
have?
the month, people can get half off select readings with you too, which
Oh, that's
is
right.
way more than the cost of the membership. So that's a great deal.
Yes.
Senlook is asking how to get the discounts as a Coven member. All you gotta do is go to coven.vip. And if you're not seeing them in your feed, then you might be in the basic witch level, which is the very beginning level. There's no discounts that come with that level. Every once in a while, we'll do one. But so if you upgrade to the Good Witch level, then you'll see a lot more coupons in your feed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, if you're a member of the Coven, you'll get an email every time we post. So just keep an eye on your inbox and you'll see those coupons coming into your inbox every week too.
But you can always go to coven.vip and see all of the things that are for your level. And we give away lots of good things. There's so many good things that you get.
Yeah,
So
and
I
lots of
hope
good
you'll
things
join in
happen.
my inner circle. It's so much fun over there. You gotta, who doesn't want more magic in their life? I know I do. My gosh. So if you want more magic in your life, come and join me. It's so many good things. The discount alone right now, 50% off a reading with me for the month of January. You can get that and you can try the free trial and get that, but once you're in, you're going to want to stay because there's so many good things. It's a fun little witch party over there at the Coven. So
It's
yeah,
so
I hope
much
you
fun.
join me. I'll help you join me. I think that's it. Anything else we need to promote before we go? I think that's it, right?
Um, I think that's it. If you guys want to follow me, you can do that at the Love Witch NYC on Instagram. Or you can get a reading or spell work with me at Parlor of Wonders. Or if you ever have questions about witchcraft or magic or fashion, we can chat. So book some time with me. I can tell you about shoes, whatever you want to hear.
I want to share a little thing. We've got a new thing at the Parlor of Wonders website. If you have a question about your spell or a question about, like, what do I use for this thing? You'll see a little thing in the corner that says the witch is in. That's the witch who's in most of the time. Sometimes Honoreo's in, but really 90% of the time, it's going to be the love witch. And she'll answer your questions about what's good for a spell, what should you order, questions about, like, anything really about magic.
Mhm.
If you have, or should
Yeah. Or
who should I get a reading with, or whatever, you can get your answers right there, and it's on whenever she's on. So
yeah, or if you're ever, looking for a workshop link and you lost the email or something like that, you can chat me there and I can help you find it as well.
okay.
If I'm not there, then we'll get an email or we'll get your email and we'll get back to you as soon as we see it.
Okay. All right, everybody. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your donations. We appreciate you so much. And the seniors in Ukraine. Oh my gosh, these beautiful little people that are in their 80s and 90s. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. Some of them are disabled and can't get out, but we're able to help them. And this is like this wonderful, wonderful gift that you're giving. So I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you next week here. But if you want to come to the Live Magic Q&A, go to spellsquad.com. sign up and you can join me for the live magic Q&A right before this. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye,
Bye.
Love Witch.